How's it going, everybody? And welcome to another Canadian video games channel, starting our new series, Kerbal Space Program. We're going to play some Kerbal Space Program. See, there's a little Kerbal. And we're not going to have any set goal in mind. We're just going to play around for a while and until we get a little bit done with it all. So we're not going to be doing a sandbox. We're not going to be doing a full career because that's just a bit much to keep track of for something that's going to be a bit more relaxed. I've been playing this game for a long time, on and off. Not as much on as I would maybe prefer. So this is actually fairly new to me. Game difficulty settings. I'll just leave those alone. Won't worry about it. Title: another Canadian video games channel. There we go. And we'll choose a flag. What's a good looking flag? Kerbin? No. They have UK space. They've got NASA up here somewhere. There it is. A couple of different space program logos available. Unfortunately, not the Canadian Space Agency, it would seem. So, what will we go with? Well, we're playing with science and only with science, so maybe research and development. There we go, R&D. We're the R&D department. Let's get started. Alright. Thank you. Yes, this is the Space Center. So we've got the administrative building, research and development, tracking, the launch pad, the space plane hangar, the vehicle assembly building, and the astronaut complex. Very good, very good. This is the launch site on Kerbin. Year 1, day 1. So, all good. Can I... Ooh, I can move around very slowly. Shift. Shift is the speed button. Right, so... Let's take a look at... That must be for the full career. Astronaut complex. Alright, so we've got 4 available astronauts. We have a pilot, an engineer, a scientist, and a second pilot. I love how their only stats are courage and stupidity. And we've got some pretty stupid... Bill. You will be loved. We will love you, Bill Kerman. So we've got 2 pilots, an engineer, and a scientist. So maybe we get a second engineer and a second scientist. Jeb Kerman? No. Incredibly stupid, not very courageous. Probably not a good sign for a scientist to be an idiot. Oh, is he the only one we have available? Alright, well, we're picking up the idiot scientist. And then we need engineer. One that's maybe a little bit more courageous, a little bit less stupid. We get maximum stupidity and courage, so he will boldly go where no one should go before. Let's do any of them have good names? MacDread. You know what? I like MacDread. We'll take MacDread. He'll be a second engineer. So, there is research and development. So there's a bit of a scientific tree here towards developing various technologies in order to get to further and further places. And you start here, which this provides us with basic fins, the Mark 1 command pod, the RT-5 Flea solid fuel booster, mystery goo containment, modular girder segment, and the M16 parachute. And we have access to, with some technology, we'll be able to unlock some better things. So let's get in here, let's build our first rocket. Baby's first rocket, that'll be fun. Yes. Build baby's first rocket. Start with a command pod, because... Oh, they've changed the way it looks. It didn't look like that back when I was playing. Oh, that's kind of... Alright. Manufacture Curlington model rockets and paper products. Good. Oh, there's max temperature on the skin. Oh, I like it. There's a bit more information here. Oh, very cool. All right. Yes, I approve. Not entirely because I went to university for mechanical engineering. But yeah, that is definitely something that I like to see. I'll just pop on a booster rocket there, just a nice little booster rocket, and we don't get a whole lot of anything else. We could try to put multiple rockets on here. We do have fins. We do have fins, and we can go ahead and load up a few of these. There we go for 4 fins. Okay. Yeah, we can have the snap. So we can have fins on here. That's probably not a bad thing to have. Some fins. Give us a bit of control. I think these add control. Bolt-on aluminum fin may not be the cutting edge of aerospace engineering, but it's dirt cheap and will make rockets slightly less unstable. Well, that's probably good anyways. We'll want a goo container. We won't want 4 of those. No. Just 2. One on either side will do the trick. Oh, now these are uneven. And get these back up. Let's try and balance these so that they all look nice. Because that is, of course, the most important thing when building a rocket, is making sure that everything looks good. Ooh, symmetry. Oh, fair. Okay, yep. There's some tools that I either didn't know about before, or weren't important before, or were added. There we go. There's a baby's first rocket. Okay. Can we plan the actions? I don't think that's hugely important at the moment. We've got room in there for 1 Kerbal. Jebediah Kerman. Can we go back to the build? Is this how we still access the whole switch editor? Ooh. Oh. Oh no, this is the hangar. No, I don't want to be in the hangar. Yes, I want to be here. Now, if I remember right, there was a way to organize all the various firing stages. I guess there's only the one stage, so I guess that's not hugely important. Where's the center mass? Center mass is right there. That's okay. Center of thrust is down there. And the aerodynamic center is there. We'll see how well that plays out. Oh, over here. This is where I found it. Yes. We don't want those to go off at the same time. I want that to go first and then that. I think that's the order it uses. Alright, so this will be the Kerbal Mark 1. Enter ship description. Small piloted thruster. Yeah, that's a reasonable description of it, I think. The Kerbal Mark 1. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything ready to go, so we'll go ahead and take it to the launch pad. We won't worry about saving the design or anything like that. This isn't going to be something that's terribly unnecessary, so let's turn on the various stability programs. Stability assist is on. Ooh, new controls and UI since I've played last. Oh, I like that. Oh, we got all sorts of different toggles. We've got our vertical speed, our altitude, 74 meters above sea level on Kerbin. Good atmosphere. We got access to our fuel readouts. Various stuff. Signal strength. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. Right. Now, is that going to go off first and then that? This is the big test here. So either this goes right or we have to abort mission and like reorganize all that stuff. All right, so That didn't do what I wanted it to, so let's go back to the Space Center and just maybe flip those around, see if that works properly. Alright, vehicle assembly building. Let's reverse that. Hey, we'll put you up here and put you down there. Let's take that to the launch. Clear the launch pad and proceed. Yeah, nothing interesting happened there. Alright, so I suppose you could just throw them out there with the goo canister and collect some science that way, but that would be like cheating almost. Alright, yeah, so turn on various stabilities, because that's going to be important, because things going to go up and hopefully come back down in the right place. Yeah, we can't transmit science because we don't have the little... There we go! Now we're going up. Now we're going up. Can we try and pick a direction to go in? A little bit. We don't have huge control. Are we out of fuel? I think we might be out of fuel, which is probably a good thing, all things considered. And we can spin around a little bit. So let's observe the goo up here, and we will hold on to that. And we'll wait until we hit back down to collect the rest of the goo. Oh yeah, we got plenty of control with this stuff. We can just turn that off and just let him flop around. We don't need to use up the rest of our electrical charge. Okay, we're coming down from 8,000 meters. We can probably safely deploy the... Yeah, there we go. Just spin it up, spin it up, spin it up, spin it up, spin it up. We can swap to the internal view. Oh, that is... Yeah, that's probably not good. Let's launch the parachute. Why do I feel like that didn't work properly? Hold on. I need a different view. Uh-oh. How do I change views? I don't remember. There we go. The parachute didn't deploy. Okay, there we go. Right, you gotta be a little bit closer to the ground before that pulls off. Heavier atmosphere. And then it will right itself. Good! I thought that was gonna end badly, so we can go back into the internal view here. We can look out and just see sky! And we can watch here as our altitude dips on down to ground. We got radar altitude over there, and oh! We landed! It was a non-event. Very good, very good. And now we can go over here. We can observe the mysterious goo. Accumulates near the water-facing side of the container. Alright, so we'll keep that experiment. Everything is looking good, so we can go here. We can go EVA. Alright. Yeah. Come on. Which one are you anyways? Jebediah? I think you're Jebediah. You're on EVA. You can jump. Valentina Kerman. Oh, you must be one of the new hires. We shall plant the flag. Ta-ta-ta! Boop. I know we can literally see the base in the background there, but site name. First landing. Black text. Survived. First piloted rocket launch. There we go. And we will recover the vessel. Well, that should provide us with a bit of science. There we go. Recovery of a vessel that survived the flight. 5 science, 5 data. And the crew is good. So now we can go to research and development, and with our 5 science, we can either get the decoupler, 2-hot thermometer, a Communitron 16, and the Communitron 16S, which sounds useful because that allows for multi-stage rockets, which could be good. It requires start. Or we can go over here where we can get liquid fuel engines and the Hammer solid fuel booster, so a bigger rocket, and a fuel tank, small fuel tank for the liquid fuel, and a big old solid booster. I think we're going to go for the multi-stage because you can get farther on a multi-stage you can on just a big rocket, I feel like. And it also gets us the 2-hot thermometer, which allows us to take some measurements. And that cost us all 5 research. Really? Yeah, so it did. I think the number might just be the number of things you get out of it. Yeah. So that requires 15. This requires, 5. So, we've got some new stuff, so let's get in here. And we don't actually need to change much here. We can work with what we've got. So let's go to... Yeah, we still got the engine. We've got couplers! So now we can add a couple more stages. There we go. Let's add a second stage here. Aerodynamics, ground, thermal, electrical, communication. So I don't know what the difference between these is. Tolerance 50 Gs, 4,000 kilopascals pressure. Versatile lightweight antenna, suitable for moderate range communication. A surface mounted version of the... Okay. Surface mounted. What does that mean? Just does that versus sticking out? Well, I don't mind it sticking out also because I can go here, and if I can remember the correct tools, or the correct buttons, there we go. Yeah, you can orientate. There we go. That looks nice. You can change the orientation and everything. Science, we can add a thermometer. Actually, let's move that on up to the actual... Oh, and we're going to want that on. Whoa! What are you doing? Stop. No. I don't know what's going on. But you... No! What do you... I only want 2. Thank you. Alright. We'll move these up onto the capsule. And we will put a coupling in here so that we can detach it all from the remainder. Nice and quick. Alright, so at the beginning we have 1 launch, then we have a decoupling and a launch, and then we want to have the decoupling separate from the firing and separate from the parachute. So with this we should be able to launch and travel to a different section of the planet, and we shall call this the Kerbal Mark II, which is a small multi-stage thruster. Very good, very good. Yeah, this is it. We could just whack on a whack of stages, but that's not really necessary, so let's go ahead and give this a whirl. We'll figure out which crew member we have on board when it loads up, and we can just take a look. We've got Valentina again. Good, we got Valentina back on. We just go ahead and take an internal view and see what the cockpit looks like just before launch here. Get everything in position. Now, I'm fairly certain that you can actually do everything from in here. Like, oh, there's the landing. It's 2.4 kilometers away. Like, there's switches or something that correlate to all the various necessary buttons, but I'm not gonna do that just because I don't know what they all are, how to get to all of them. Alright, so we're gonna want stabilization on, and we can actually try to figure out what we want to do exactly. So we're launching from here. Do we want to land in the water or just in a different biome? And how far are we really going to be able to go? I don't know how far we're going to be able to go. And yeah, so this is the Mun and Minmus. And if we keep going, there's some unknown objects. Eve, Moho, Duna, Drez, Jewel, Elu. Elu is the farthest out there. That might be the target there. It's like if we can get to Elu and back, then maybe that'll be the end. That might also just take too long to happen. You can also zoom in pretty close. We can see that's where the Mark 1 landed. There's the Mark 2 ready to go, and there's the Space Center. So I think everything's in position. Nothing else needs to be turned on. We've got good signal strength. We cannot transmit science. I mean, we've got the little thing there ready to go, but here we go. 3, 2, 1. We've got a launch, and we're going up pretty much straight. There we go. We'll try and bend out over the water. And we don't have a lot of control. The air seems to be... Woo! Let's turn that stuff back on for a second here. Yeah, we seem to have air resistance causing difficulties with our ability to steer. Although up at this point, we do have some degree of control. I do like the SAS, yeah. That is a good one. So we're still climbing it. We're climbing actually at a pretty good clip. Oh, we're slowing down, so we are going to want to log the temperature up at the top and observe the mysterious goo. Good. And we'll leave the other one for when we get back down and perhaps land in the water. I think we're aimed more or less at the water. And we're going to be coming down pretty quick. Pretty quick for a little while in any case. We're dropping down here. I don't know, is that logarithmic? Is that like 300 meters per second or something? But we are coming down, and we are approaching thicker atmosphere, because this gives you the various gauges of how much atmosphere you have at a various planet or moon or whatever. Up here being space where there is no atmosphere, and no one can hear you scream. But we're still 5,000 meters up, so there's no big rush. We've got plenty of electrical charge and monopropellant, should we require any of it. And we're coming down quite nicely. We can still wibble around a little bit with our little thrusters or what have you. Not too bad, not too bad. When we get down to around 700 meters, I think that's when I'll deploy the parachute. There we go. And is it taking? There we go. There we go. There's the old R&D on the back there. Very nice. We're just about in the water. I'll just turn on the SAS for a second to stop it from wiggling around. The sass. I like the sass. And yeah, here we go. Floating down the last couple 100 meters. Last 100 meters. We'll make splashdown. That will be good. And this mission time is 3 minutes 30 seconds for our 2-stage rocket that got us 18,000 meters up, something like that. Oop. Something landed. That was debris. But we do also still have a mysterious goo. So we will check on the mysterious goo. And that's recoverable science and transmit. The goo escapes into the water. Let's keep that as well. And we'll just jump in and check on Valentine. Food, not food, air, parts, more science, board games. He brought board games and snacks, and science and tools and laundry and toothbrushes. There's a drawer for toothbrush as well. You've got things to be concerned about. So let's go ahead and recover the vessel and collect our science. We should have a fair amount of it because we took the temperature 18,000 meters up. The upper atmosphere, mystery goo while observed while flying, mystery goo from the water, and the recovery of vessel that's the flight. That gives us some data and some science. So we collected 19 science, which is good, and we've got our pilot back. So we head back into R&D. We can get the basic solid fuel boosters, or we could move on to improved survivability with heat shields. 2 different sized heat shields. A press mat barometer, which sounds like more science. And radiator panel. Radially attached radiator panel to help dissipate heat into space. Interesting. And micro landing struts. Designed for space probes or lightweight landers. Basically made of toothpicks, or space grade toothpicks, mind you. But be careful with them anyways. Alright. And that gets us the service bay, and the radial mount parachute, and the radial mount drogue chute. That's an early stage chute, parachute. Alright, so this will give us much more significant equipment, and it gives us the service bay. Ideal for protecting delicate instruments or storing small service components such as RCS tanks, batteries, etc. So that's not terrible, but that's not necessarily that important at the moment, so we'll go ahead and we'll pick up basic rocketry and get ourselves the bigger boosters and the liquid fuel engines. And now we have available, should we generate the necessary components to get aerodynamic nose cones, winglets, and the radial decoupler. That will be very fun in future. We also have access to bigger liquid engines and fuel tanks, and even bigger solid fuel boosters. So, what we have access to currently is some liquid fuel, and a liquid fuel engine, the LVT-45. What sort of thrust can we produce from this? 167 kilonewtons versus 197 kilonewtons. Alright, so the big rockets are still going to be better for the time being. Of course, we can adjust the thrust with this one. So, let's go ahead and build a new rocket with our fancy new parts. Again, we won't be chucking everything, just everything below the last decoupler. So, we still have the decoupler there, good. Let's add a fuel tank, and a liquid engine, a decoupler, and a solid engine, the big one. The RT-10 Hammer, which puts out a good chunk more power. It's a good chunk more power, so we'll put that down. We will want to improve our ability to stabilize this, so we'll go to the aerodynamics, grab the basic fin, we'll throw some of these up here, right about there, That should give us enough control. Then that should go off without a hitch. So we got launch, decouple, thruster, decouple, parachute. We can probably put the first decoupling into the same launch there, so it just automatically fires off the rockets at the same time. Is there anything else that we've picked up from that, or was it mostly just the fuel tanks? This is the Kerbal Mark. I don't know why I'm deleting things. Mark 3. There we go. Our first liquid-fueled stage component rocket. So let's get out there. I think we're going to have Valentine again, because I think Jebediah got sidelined for some reason. Jebediah would normally be the pilot. So here we are. Let's get our SAS and RCS on. Let's get the throttle powered up. Trying to remember the controls for the throttle. There we go. We'll get the throttle up so that when we get to the liquid stage, we can have the throttle going. We might not need it at full power, so we'll start the throttle off around a third. And we'll see what we need when the time comes. So, Valentina Kerman, here we go again. That's a much more calm launch. There's a lot more weight here. And ooh, we are going sideways. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is not good. We are losing control. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Get rid of that. And let's just throttle up. And we'll just... Oh, too much throttle. Too much throttle. Okay. Even with everything... Oh, we're out of fuel. All right, ditch that. Even with all the fins that we had on there, it wasn't enough. And now we're going to come falling back to Earth. So let's just observe some goo. It's not worth much at this point, but we can observe some goo. We can take some temperature measurements. That was really a bit of a unfortunate situation. There goes some debris. We'll crash into the Earth over there. We actually didn't get very high at all in this occasion. We definitely need some new stabilizing abilities. I think it's opened up there. Very good. It was quite an unfortunate launch that went quite so poorly. Perhaps we should add more stabilizing wings. Wings? Fins. That might be beneficial to do some of that. Actually, let's go ahead and reset the goo container. There might be some benefit to doing it on the beach. I don't know what that is over there. Is that some more debris? There could be some more debris. That wouldn't be that unlikely, right? I don't know. Let's get inside. We'll write it down from the inside. Yeah, you can see there's the throttle. We just throttle right down because we ran out of fuel basically instantly. That was a bit unfortunate. And we're coming down the last couple 100 meters or so. And just about at ground. Checking the radar altitude. And down. We're on the. We can see the water outside. So let's go ahead, hop back outside here and see what we get from the observe goo. All right, so we're from the shore, so that's more science. Actually, log the temperature. Okay, that's worth some science. Okay, it wasn't a total loss. We did get some science, and we did learn that the rocket was very hard to control in the beginning. So that's 21 science. That's not terrible. And the pilot has survived. If we go to the astronaut complex, we should see Jebediah. Yep, he's still around. They've all got 5 stars. I don't know how they got 5 stars, but they do. There's Valentina. I guess we didn't recruit her. Well, I mean, we did, but not directly. Alright, so do we want to go for general rocketry, which is just bigger rockets that we can't control? Increased stability with better wings and the radial decoupler. I do like the sound of using that radial decoupler. I do like that, yes. It's like, yes, we were unstable, but if we just spread the thrusters out radially, that could help. Have some boosters. Or we can go for improved survivability and get heat shields and barometers and radiator panels and all that stuff. I think we're going to go for stability first, because I mean, surviving is always a good thing to have happen. It's always good to walk away from the rocket, but if you can't control it, you're less likely to walk away from it. So, we definitely want to look at this mess anew. So we still want this to be our end stage. I don't think we have anything really to add to that. No. So let's get into here. Let's give it a fuel tank again, because I do want to try and have that liquid fuel engine at the end, because that is powerful, if not necessarily fuel efficient. And we're going to want some winglets. Which increases relative wing area. So we'll go for one of these. Oh, those are huge. Those are absolutely huge. Maybe we put a second fuel tank on here just to give us some... Whoa, no. Right down there, there we go. And then we put the engine on underneath that. And then we go to aerodynamics, and we put the big old winglets on there. Big, oh, they're huge. They're absolutely huge. No, I don't like it. It just looks terrible. We know that the little booster is manageable with little wings. So where's the little wings? The basic fins. So we will put these on here. Like that. And then opposite those, we will take and put on the radial decouplers. We'll have radial decouplers. And from the radial decouplers, we'll put on some big oils. Oh, I'd like to get this lined up somewhat in place. There we go. We got the radial decouplers. And on top of those, we're going to want some nose cones. And on these, we could go ahead and put some winglets. That would be good. So it's a very wide rocket. Not very tall, but it's very wide. And it's got a lot of power in these things. There's a lot of power there. This might be difficult to fly once again, but we will put it to the test and see how it handles. I don't think there's anything else here that we really need to worry about. So this will be the old Mark IV. I don't know that we can keep calling it a small multi-stage rocket, but I didn't check the I didn't check for the launch pattern. Can I edit it from here? Yes, I can edit it from here. Alright, so that's good. There we go. So we'll start off with the 3 big boosters. The 3 big boys will go off. And hopefully the radial mounting means that they will all help each other keep us centered. And we'll turn on the SAS and RCS just in case. And then we will ditch them, fire the main engine, main engine. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, not the main engine. We'll fire the little engine and try and take ourselves even higher. So, cross your fingers, and here goes nothing. Oh, that's a much more controlled flight. Much, much more controlled flight. And, yeah, there we can see the fuel draining out as we have troubles with the sound barrier. I think that's what that's supposed to indicate. As we're moving close to 1,000 meters per second. Vertically. It's getting us quite some distance. Oh, we're going red. It's getting hot. So let's observe the goo in the heat. And get rid of the rest of it. Taking us even faster and higher. And ooh, things are not looking so good. Let's dump the rest of it. Yes, things got damaged a fair bit. They got a little warm, a little toasty. We'll wait until we hit about peak height to check out the other goo and take some temperature readings. Ooh, we're into space! The music has changed. We're in space. Good. We're still going up. We're still going up. We're still going up very, very quickly. Did we? Yep! We got high enough up to have a proper mapping of where we're going to go. So it's actually going to take us a little while to get where we're going, so we can go ahead and speed up time a little bit here while we approach the peak of our little journey here, which is quite a ways up. Quite a ways up indeed. We'll get nice up top here, right towards the very tip, and then we'll come right on back down, slow everything down, and say we're on our way down, so let's go ahead and observe the goo. That's worth some good stuff right there. We'll go ahead and we'll reset this goo container, and we will observe the goo a second time to collect some science off that. And we will log the temperature for some more science. So that worked out very well. I mean, yeah, everything heated up a bit quickly, and there were some heating issues, but we've got the science to unlock all the various things that we need for that. And actually, we can go... EVA. Oh, keep holding on. Yep. And we'll take an EVA report. That's worth some science. And then we will get back on board. Whew. How about that? Look at us. We're orbiting at 400 meters per second, and that's speeding up. Our vertical speed, it's quite fast, but we are 268,000 meters up, 268 kilometers up. And you can see the curvature of Kerbin. The curvature of the Kerbin. And somewhere out there is... Ah, there it is! Mun! That'll be Mun. And somewhere else out there is Minimun, or Minimus, or whatever it's called. And various planets yet to be explored. Which is all good stuff. There we go, and we can pick anti-orbit. Now it points the opposite direction that we're going, I think. Normal. So I think that's the direction we're heading in? Or that's necessary to go into orbit? Ah, that's how we would speed up. That's how we would slow down. That's normal. I guess perpendicular to the plane. Radial in, radial out, anti-normal, normal, retrograde, prograde. Just have it on stability assist. Yeah, those are some nice add-ons that I don't think were there last time I played it. But we are going to be going downwards fairly quickly, and rather than jump out of screen, I'm going to do that from in here. We'll just speed it up until we're back in the atmosphere. So we are picking up atmosphere at this point. It's being registered by our data. It's about to get thicker in this. It's going to get a little toasty in here, Valentina. It's going to get a little toasty. We're coming in quick. We're coming in very... Oh, boy. Things are wearing out again. Things are wearing out. Things are heating up. Oh! That's not good. I don't know what that was. Oh! Oh, not good. Oh, we lost... We lost the things. The goo pods have disappeared, and if we could have a moment of silence for Valentina Kerman, who quite unfortunately it turns out did not have a rocket quite entirely prepared for re-entry, and suffered some catastrophic failures, which mean that it didn't go overly well. Yep, there was some overheating. The thermometer was the first to go. Then the goo containment exploded, and then everything else was sort of destroyed. Now we could just say revert to launch and avoid the mistake, or even the vehicle assembly, and attempt to repair the situation. But I'm going to honor Valentina Kerman's sacrifice and not pretend it didn't happen. We're just going to go back to the Space Center. And we are going to have a moment here to just go and see what this is. What is that? Why can't I go there? What? Alright. Fine. Yeah, so Valentina Kerman has moved on from the world. And she's been considered lost, not dead. Because the difficult setting we're playing at, she will come back. So we're not going to worry about like hiring a replacement or anything, unless we also kill Jebediah off here real quick, because we are going to try to do something similar again. I'm just going to take all of this, chuck it. We're going to do 2 solid booster stages, one after the other. And where are those wings? Let's get some of these things out and about. There we go. We'll call it there. And this was obviously now the Mark V, because the other ones didn't go so well. Now let's check on all the stability. Center of mass is there, center of thrust is there, and aerodynamics are up there. I don't think that will be terribly stable. But we will find out. And actually this isn't a terrible situation. Let's use the base settings that it's given us for the launch procedure. We should have Jebediah this time around, which we had originally, but we didn't recover the vessel. We just ran away and pretended that wasn't there and then cleaned him up afterwards, meaning Valentina was put in charge of the subsequent missions, which led ultimately to her untimely demise. So Jebediah's got that going for him. But let's go ahead and turn on the SAS and the RCS, and let's just hope this goes a little better. So we are up. We are off the ground. We're moving upwards, 100 meters per second, 130 meters per second, 140, 150, 160. We are getting a little bit sideways. Let's... Oh, come on. Come on. Keep it under control. Keep it under control. just dump that now. And we will just wait for our speed to come under control a little bit. Are we out of charge? No, we're not out of charge yet, but at this point we will launch the second booster. And we will try and keep ourselves moving in the right direction. There we're having speed of sound issues again. But we're going pretty quick. We're not heating up too much. Oh, there it goes. Oh, we are a big ball of fire. We are a big ball of fire. We can't turn it off, though. Let's just try and see how long we can hold up here. We're moving, wow, over 1,000 meters per second. Yep, that's supersonic. Pretty much. And we've cooled down enough that nothing's gone critical. Let's leave that behind. And maybe we try and spin around so that it's not... We're not putting all the weight on the front. Let them go. Let it fly. So we're 1,500 meters up. We can go ahead and observe the goo. Where that's nothing. Never mind. We won't observe the goo. Record the temperature. Well, that's worth some science. So we'll go ahead and we'll record the temperature. We'll keep that around for later. Yeah, 20 kilometers out from some of the debris from the Mark V Kerbal. And we are coming down towards the water. We will try to slow ourselves down a little bit earlier than before. Hopefully Jebediah will survive this trip. If so, we might do another launch before the end of today's episode, today's part. But otherwise, we probably won't. Got good signal strength. Cannot transmit science currently. We do have the little thing. So I guess I'd probably have to extend it. That would destroy it, so let's not do that. Good point. Good point. Good point. 100%. Let's go ahead and launch the parachute. Start slowing us down a little bit. There is some drag provided by that, as you can see by the pods turning slightly. And as we approach reasonable altitudes and speeds, that will take over a little bit more, and we're at 90 meters per second. Come on. 2,000 meters up. 85 meters per second. We're slowing down. Still slowing down. Very good. We should see that full out around 1,000 meters, or maybe a bit under. Coming up on 1,000 meters. 80 meters per second. And there it goes. We flop around. We drop speed significantly down to 5.6, 5.7 meters per second, which will get us safely to the ground. And what do we have here? That's just, it bubbles and jiggles and stuff because we're still in flight. So we'll just leave that alone for now. And we'll wait till we land. We'll also go outside and do an EVA of the water with Mr. Jebediah Kerman here and see if we can try and get him back inside afterwards. That might be interesting. But we'll just speed this up till splashdown, because we are not moving overly quickly. We got 300 meters to go. What are we up to? 4x speed? Yeah, that's good. Get us down to the ground nice and quick. And having survived this mission, Jebediah will live to do another, although we're coming up on an hour, so this might actually be the last mission of the day. So let's go ahead, observe the goo. It's worth some science. It's not much. Let's get some more science. And good. And let's go EVA. And we will take an EVA report. Good. And now get back in. I thought there was a way to just get a crew report when you're... if you click on the guy anyways. But that should be good. We'll go ahead and recover the vessel from the middle of the ocean that I'm sure has a name. Someone out there has figured it out or whatever, but it's an ocean on Kerbal. Caribbean's waters. That's worth some science. And that is enough that in the research and development we can go ahead and improve our survivability with the radial mount high opening parachutes. And the radial mount parachutes that will handle slightly more significant pressure and just adds more parachute that we can use. And this will also give us some heat shields, which we'll want to put on the bottom of our pods and the service bay, and it'll give us radiator panels that we're going to want to put on things because the heat is a serious problem. I didn't realize it was going to be so much of a problem, but oh no, we don't have enough science for that. Okay, we need to do. Aha! I know what we need to do. Let's go ahead, get into the vehicle building. Let's go out to the launch pad. We aren't launching because we want to modify the rocket before we do that. But what we can do, what we most definitely can do. This is how we get crew report. We take the crew report from here. We observe the goo from here. Observe the goo. That's good goo. We will observe some more goo. Some more good goo. We will take the temperature. That's worth some good stuff. And old Jebediah here will get out and get an EVA report and get back in. And we will recover the vessel. That's a real cheap way of picking up some science. It's earned us 10 science, bringing us up to 23 total. I thought that was the earned and not the total. But that's enough that we can go ahead and improve survivability so that the accident that occurred to poor Valentina Kerman does not get repeated in the future to Jebediah, who is obviously the favorite Kerbal. So that'll be it for today. Next time we will develop bigger and better rockets. We'll get back into space, and we will survive the trip back from space. But that'll have to wait until tomorrow. Until next time, have a good one.